In this lesson, we will start cleaning up whatever errors we had from our project. So for that, I will activate symmetry and start like just moving things around. Maybe I will go to a bit lower subdivision to get this a bit closer here. And just with the smooth brush, I will go around and smooth things away. So as you see here, we projected the details from the head in a resolution that is not holding the details, right? But this is because we had an even, let me see, yeah, even it was in a lower resolution than what we have here. So, but for this, we don't care so much about the head now because we will work on the entire body, and this mesh will stay as a kind of a base mesh for later transfer the position of the topology from this one to the head, and then what we will render is the head alone, right? Like if I go here again, like I go here to the mesh that we did in our previous course, as you see, we have 20 million polygons only in the head, right? So it doesn't make sense to go this, like to try to get a lot of details in our new mesh, because again, this we will focus on the body only, and then later in future classes, in future videos, we'll check how we'll transfer this position of everything. So for example, whatever we will fix now, it will be different from what we have in our head alone. And here, for example, we might need to add some, if I reduce the resolution, we might need to add some volume in some areas. So then later what we will do is, having this low resolution mesh, we'll use this to transfer this position to this mesh. So later we will be able to have two files. So for this, I'm not going to waste a lot of time talking here because it was just to clean up this stuff, as I mentioned. Make sure to clean it in all the subdivision levels, because sometimes when you smooth, for example, if you let me go back, because this is, I think it's important. If we are here and I smooth things in, let's say, this subdivision here, for example, I smooth this here, but then when you go to a higher subdivision, the details are still there. So it's important to go to all the subdivision levels and clean the things around there. So let's clean this up. Let's clean this here. And I think with this we will be more or less good to go. So now what I will do now is I'm going to jump on a time lapse, because there is not a lot more to tell in what I'm going to start doing now. And I will take this mesh and this sculpt and I will start refining it a bit better. So I will work slightly the proportions, because I have the feeling that the shoulders are a bit too wide and everything is he's a bit too bulky. I think he should be slightly skinnier. So I will work that over, like again, working in one of the lowest resolution to do that, and then we'll start cleaning up all these brush strokes that we have around and getting all this ready. Also, at some point we will start breaking symmetry, so for example, especially in the apps and stuff like that, and later we'll jump to start posing the character in, first of all, in a symmetrical position, but a bit more similar the one from our concept. Later we will pose, like in another video, we'll pose the character. But for now, let's jump to the time lapse and let's start sculpting this a bit more in detail.